All right, so today we're going to be talking about translations and rotations. So translations are actually probably one of the easiest transformations out there. It's kind of self-explanatory. It's just basically sliding the shape places on your graph, right? So if we look at this first problem right here, it wants us to go 1 unit left and 3 units up. So basically it just wants me to take this entire shape and move it to the left 1 unit and up 3. So to do that, you see there's 4 labeled points here. From each of those points, I'm going to go 1 to the left and 3 up and place my new point. Now to show that this is the new point, not the original, I label it as G prime, just a little apostrophe symbol next to the G, and that shows that I have transformed G, and that's where the new transform point is. And then you just do that with each of these other points. And when you do that, you connect your points like this, and you should end up with your shape translated 1 to the left and 3 units up. So that is the new shape right there. Okay, let me do one more example of that. Let's look at this one right here. Got a triangle. Wants me to go 6 units right, 6 units down. So from each of these 3 points, SRT, I'm going to go to the right 6 and down 6. So I take T, I go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 to the right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 down. There's T prime. And then I do that with the other ones. R, 6 right, 6 down is going to be right there. There's R prime. S, 6 right, 6 down. There's S prime. And connect the points, and there is your triangle shifted to the right 6 and down 6 units. And that's all you're doing for translations. Now rotations take a little bit more discussion. So again, just to quickly review, we're just going to be talking about 90-degree counter or 90-degree rotation. So it's going to be either going counterclockwise or clockwise. So if I'm on a coordinate plane and I want to go clockwise, clock would go to the right, that direction, right? That's the way the clock moves. It goes like that. Okay, that's clockwise. If I'm on a coordinate plane and I want to go counterclockwise, that'd be going to the left. That is counter the way the clock moves, so that is counterclockwise. Okay, and the way this works, if we're doing 90-degree rotations, if we look at the coordinate plane, it's set up in 4 quadrants. Each quadrant is exactly 90 degrees, right? So basically, if I'm in this top right quadrant and I rotate 90 degrees clockwise, my shape should end up in this bottom right quadrant. That's 90-degree difference, right? If I'm in the top right and I want to go counterclockwise, it's going to end up in the top left quadrant. That would be 90-degree difference. Now last year when you guys did this, you focused on like what happens to the ordered pairs, X and Y switch, the new X change signs, all that kind of stuff. This year we're just going to focus on moving your paper and then writing down those points. So for example, in this one, wants me to do a 90-degree counterclockwise rotation. So again, if it's up here in this upper left quadrant, it should end up in the top left here, right? Now I can see where it should end up if I rotate my paper 90 degrees to the left. That's where my triangle should go if I am rotating 90 degrees counterclockwise. In fact, if I just look at these ordered pairs now, if I think of this as the y-axis now, this is the x, and just figure out what these ordered pairs are, I can just plot them when I turn my paper the right direction. So let's write these down. So G, if I look at it, this is the y now. This is the x. It's over 1 and up 2. So that would be 1 on the x and 2 on the y. Okay? And then H is to the left, 1, 2, 3, and up 2. So that would be negative 3 on the x and positive 2 on the y. And then I is at negative 2 and 5, so negative 2, 5. Okay, so now if I rotate this back, and plot those points. G was at 1, 2. That's G prime. H was at negative 3, 2. H prime. And then I was at negative 2 and 5. I prime. We should have our rotated triangle, 90 degrees. Again, that looks just like when I rotated it, right? We look at that and then compare it to what I just wrote. That's the same triangle. So I can just, again, get what it should look like just by rotating my paper 90 degrees in whichever direction I'm going. Okay, let's look at another example. Let's look down here at this problem. Wants me to go 90 degrees clockwise. So again, that's going to this direction, the way the clock moves. So if it's going 90 degrees and it's down here, 90 degrees, the next quadrant would be up here, right? That's where my shape should go. So if I turn my paper to the right 90 degrees, I can see exactly where that shape should be. That's where all the order pairs and stuff, again, if I think of this is the Y, this is the X now, I can just figure out what these order pairs are and then turn my paper back and plot them. So K is at negative 5 and 4. So K prime, negative 5, 4. And then H is negative 2 and 2. So H prime, negative 2 and 2. I is at negative 1 and 3. And then J is negative 1 and 4. Okay, there's all the order pairs that I need to plot. So now I just turn my paper back and plot those points. So negative 5, 4 was K. So K prime. H was negative 2 and 2. So there's H prime. I was negative 1, 3. I prime. J was negative 1, 4. J prime. And connect those points. And there's my shape, rotated 90 degrees clockwise. Again, just to check, looks like it's the same, right? That's what it should look like. That's what it looks like. So yeah, and that's all you're doing for the rotations.